and welcome back to my channel Punjabi Girl Vlogs. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. My name is Harleen. I go to University of Waterloo here in Canada and I'm currently in 4th year of Mathematical Economics program. In this video, we are going to be talking about the admission requirements for most of the universities in Canada and what are the deadlines. I will be talking about the general requirements and what are the deadlines that you should start applying for. So let's get started with the video. Number 1 is obviously your grade 10, 11 and 12 marks. They matter a lot, and in case of grad students, your marks for bachelor's degree, they matter a lot. So universities basically look for your core subjects, which could be your PCM or PCB. They really look at those grades, and assuming that you are in CBSE or ICSE, your ideal grade should be above 90%. That means you are definitely going to get into university. But if you have 80 to 85 above, which is also considered a really good grade, and lot of university will accept you with that grade. I had 93%, so I didn't really had any problem getting into university. I got the offer letter. So try to focus on the core subjects. Universities won't look at your physical education or any other electives that you are taking. They won't look at those grades. They will basically look at your core subjects. If you want to check the specific requirements, you have to go to the university's website and see the specific requirements. But in general, above 85% is good grade. They require above 85%. There are some universities that will accept you with low 80s or 75%. So specifically look at university's website. Number 2 comes your English proficiency test. Universities do need English proficiency test. What they say is that it is highly recommended, so it isn't mandatory, whereas in some universities it is mandatory. For University of Waterloo, I got without IELTS, like I did not submit any IELTS score. Well, I took a risk. If you are okay taking a risk, you should. Maybe I was lucky that I got without IELTS. So if you really don't want to take a risk, you should not and submit your IELTS or TOEFL. And it is really good to have 7 to 7.5 in IELTS if you are giving IELTS exam. That is highly recommended, not required. Number 3 that comes is your statement of purpose. I do have a video on that. You can check that out on how to create a good statement of purpose. A lot of universities might not ask directly to submit a statement of purpose, but they will ask some kind of questionnaire. They might give you a couple questions, or they might ask you to write an essay why you are fit for this university or why you are fit for this program. So prepare for that. Prepare for the general questions that they could ask you and why you think you're a perfect candidate for this university. Number 4 comes your letter of recommendation. Lots of Canadian universities ask for letter of recommendation from at least 3 referrers. That could be your school principal, that could be your employer. So you have to prepare for good letter of recommendations from the higher people. It is highly, it is mandatory for grad students, but there are some universities that ask for undergrad students too. So you have to prepare for letter of recommendation. Then comes our SAT, GRE or LSAT. Let me clarify that it is not mandatory for a lot of schools in Canada. They do not require any SAT or GRE grade. It is not mandatory, but it is highly recommended. Whereas in US it is required. I didn't use my SAT grades anywhere for my admission process. So it's up to you whether you want to do SAT or GRE. It's really your preference. If you want to make your profile better, you can do it. If you have time, you can do it. If you don't have time, just don't do it. Another requirement is some universities might ask for your resume. Your resume has to be really strong, like write some good experiences on your resume. I personally did not submit any resume for any of the schools that I applied to, whereas you might be required, so make sure just prepare that as well. It is highly required for grad students, whereas it isn't required for undergrads. So it is your personal preference. Like, I mean, you should, if you have time, just work on your resume and make it a good, strong piece of your profile. Same comes with CV. Cover letter is also not required, I would say, not mandatory. It is recommended, so it's your personal preference. Now let's talk about the deadlines, how it works. So most of the universities open October to January, so you start applying in early October. I get this question a lot, that what if we don't have our grade 12 marks? So you basically submit your predicted grade 12 marks when you don't have your grade 12 marks, because we all get our results in June to July, right? So just submit your predicted grade 12, grade 11 and grade 10 marks. What they will do is they'll look at your profile and they will send you a conditional offer letter if you are eligible. By conditional offer letter is that if you fulfill all the requirements, they will then send you a proper full-fledged offer letter. For example, if you say, let's suppose you say that you're going to get 93% in grade 12 and you just end up getting 82%, they might cancel your offer letter, which is why they give you a conditional offer letter, which they then finalize based on your grade 12 marks. So students generally start applying in October, November and December for their September intake. So it's always earlier the better. I would also recommend that if you are planning to come to Canada to do your further education in fall 2021, now is the right time to apply. It doesn't matter if you don't have grade 12 marks, you just submit your grade 10, grade 11 and grade 12 predicted marks and you'll get the admission based on that. Some of the programs that are highly competitive is engineering programs, computer science programs. These programs could get really competitive. So it's always better to start applying early. That way you will get to know whether you are admitted in that university or not, and then you can look for your further options. That's all I have to say. I would also recommend that you really focus on your core subjects, get really good marks, work on your profile, think about the major that you want to do. There is nobody who is going to tell you that, oh, you should do this major or you should take this program or you should choose this program. There's nobody who's going to tell you that. It's your personal preference, what you want to do. If you like psychology, if you like economics, if you like accounting, I would say just choose what you like and don't make the mistake that I made. I chose a completely different program just because somebody told me. I just chose that, and then after that I changed my major. I would suggest not to make that mistake. Choose what you like, and I hope you get into the university that you are applying for. And make sure to go to the university's website that you're really interested in and check the actual requirements. It's mostly 80 to 85% and above. Your English requirement has to be 7 to 7.5 and no lower than 6.5 individually. You have to have you might need some letter of recommendations, a good statement of purpose, maybe a resume. That's all the admission requirements that you need. It's not really that big of a thing, not really that hard process. I'm pretty sure you can do it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and do hit the like button below. I will be back with more such videos. Bye.